Sedalia, Missouri. Population 21,000. Located about 30 miles south of the Missouri River, Sedalia is an all-American town filled with hard-working families. The Missouri State Fair and the Scott Joplin Ragtime Festival take place in Sedalia, and it is the home of Pittsburgh Corning, a glass manufacturing factory where our story begins. Jeff is the engineering supervisor at Pittsburgh Corning.
About a year and a half ago, we really started concentrating on our electrical safety program, identifying the arc flash hazards and trying to make it safer for the maintenance guys out there on the floor.
One of those maintenance workers is Logan, father to an aspiring young baseball player.
We play ball in the summer. I coach him. I have a 6-year-old, by the way.
Logan's co-worker of 15 years is MJ, also a family man and a father of 2.
The kids pretty much keep me tied up. Both my children are pretty active in school activities, and both of them play sports year-round, so that pretty much consumes most of my free time.
After the results of the electrical risk assessment, it was decided the factory would be shut down to make safety advancements, and Jeff, Logan, and MJ were on the job.
We recently had a upgrade of our transformers, and we took the opportunity to do several different projects throughout the plant during that downtime, and one of those projects was installing the Grace indicators.
Voltage indicators are permanent electrical safety devices that give maintenance workers an additional layer of protection from high voltage dangers. Essentially, the workers can see whether voltage is present before opening an electrical cabinet. With the factory shut down, the Pittsburgh Corning maintenance crew completed their upgrades to the electrical system.
So on one particular cabinet, where they installed Grace indicators, when they began to power the plant back up, they had this disconnect locked out and tagged out so that it would be safe below it.
Well, then when we got done, we went out to turn the transformer on. We were going to turn on the switch rack to turn on lights because it's dark in the plant. And when we come back in from turning on that switch, we noticed that both sets of, or the top and the bottom, line side and the load side, were lit up.
Seeing the LEDs flashing on both sides of the disconnect, it caused immediate concern.
So I automatically thought I wired it wrong. So we go, shut it off. We get a hold of engineering, Jeff.
When we opened the cabinet door, we found that the voltage indicators were in fact wired correctly, but there was still something wrong. There was no visible indication that anything was wrong until we started to look much closer, and we found that the handle to the disconnect had broken away from the knives because the knives had been welded in place over time.
It was eye-opening. We knew in our minds going to, when we went to bring power back up, that we should not have power on the load side of that disconnect.
So all we could think about really was that if somebody would have turned that on, it might have been ugly.
It can be a little emotional, even a year and a half later, thinking about all the possibilities of what could have happened that day. Working around high voltage is a real danger, and every day maintenance workers like Logan and MJ put their lives on the line.
Actually, I think everybody getting to see the impact and the importance of a good electrical safety program, I think it really hits home when you get to, you get a good understanding of the possible results if something doesn't go right.
Most say it was a blessing that the voltage indicators detected and prevented a potentially deadly situation that day, just minutes after being installed. It was also fortunate that the crew at Pittsburgh Corning were on their toes and dedicated to making their workplace a safer environment. The Current Monitor, Sedalia, Missouri.